Well, hello. Hope you're doing well. Hope your week's off to a good week and we're getting our month off to a good month. And so I'm walking us through each day through some of the what I call my bosses who hold me accountable. I look at them every day or look at the question of the day, and it just keeps me on track. And so the question of the day, the boss is asking, what do I need to create? What do I need to create? I don't think we think of this enough, but you can kind of sum it up in this way. If I want something different, I must do something different. Identifying the something and creating it will be the difference between winning and losing this month. And so every month I remind myself, I look at areas that where I'm stuck, or if things are drifting and I need to create something to get me back on track. Let me give you an example. This is just a simple little thing, but years ago on Sunday, every Sunday morning I'd come in and I had a busy routine on Sunday morning, and then invariably I would remember that I need to prepare my tithe and offerings. I believe that a leader models the behavior that is expected. And so I always made it a point not to be, if I hadn't been the pastor, I wouldn't have made a big deal out of it. But as the pastor, every service, and we had 3 services on Sunday, every service, the people in attendance saw me put an envelope in the offering plate, and I would pay my tithes in the morning service, the 8:30 service. I'd pay an offering in the 11 o'clock service, and I'd put an offering in the 6 o'clock service. And I did it every time. And so I'd have 3 checks to write out. And I'd come in, then I'd get up and I'd make some important announcements that need to be made. And invariably, I'd forget something. And on it goes. And so I'd have one train wreck after another, or be frustrated at the last minute trying to write out my tithe check to get out and then get out to the service on time. And so one day it dawned on me, I need to create a system to take care of this so that I don't have to worry about it, and it will bring down the frustration level. Giving ought to be a joyful thing. It ought to be something that I think about before the last second. It ought to be something I'm intentional about. So I got a book of checks, and I gave it to my secretary, and I told her, I said, I want you to fill out my tithe envelopes. This is what I want you to put on them, and I want you to write the check. And then any announcements that need to be made, put it in a folder. I had a little folder waiting on my desk. The last thing she would do on Friday when she left, that folder would be laying there. And during the week, if something come up, oh, would you put a reminder in there? It's so-and-so's birthday, or somebody's anniversary, or there's this important thing. And she would just throw it in there. And so on Sunday, I'd go in, there was my envelopes, there were my checks. I'd sign my checks, put them in the envelope. I had a little list of all the announcements that I had to make, important things I needed to remember. And I'd meet somebody in the hall. Oh, hey, Sam, happy birthday. Or noticed you had an anniversary last Thursday. And people thought I was just, wow, this guy remembers everything. I didn't remember anything, but I created a system to help me do a better job. And there's little things that you and I need to create all the time. It may be something major, but we need to create, it could be systems, or you may need to create a new sense of renewal or hope in your church. As it's been said, maybe you are sensing stinking thinking in your church, and so you need to create a shift. And so when we prayerfully look at what we need to create, it's a way that we can ensure that we do run to win. You know, one of the things that separate us from the rest of the animals, the rest of life, is that we can create. That's the image of God in us. We reproduce what we are, but we don't have to stay with that. We can create something that's entirely different from us. And the beauty of it is when we create, it changes us as well. It changes the environment around us. So leaders, whatever, I'm speaking to the pastors of the North Central region, but whether you're a pastor, a businesswoman, or a business owner, or a salesman, a mother, a dad, a student, wherever you're at in life, one of the great things and one of the great responsibilities that we have is to create change, create a better future. You can do this, and the boss is asking you, what specifically do you need to create right now? Let's get to work on it and have a great week and a great month as we continue to run to win. See you around the bend.